We're live.
Okay.
Okay.
We lack all countdowns of, all right, we're going to go live in 3.
Yeah, I was looking for the button. I found it. We're live.
I've had moments where I've just let it go, and then after 15 or so minutes, I tell you, so,
You're
let's
live.
start.
Yeah.
Are
yeah.
we live now?
Yeah, we're live now.
Well, let's talk. Hello.
Hello. Leah here at my sewing room. I have the absolutely incredibly entertaining.
She's being very polite.
I've laughed so much in the last couple days.
It was a long drive, wasn't it?
But we had a really exciting drive. We went flat, 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 and there was a little dip.
I don't actually know why Leah has a steering wheel in the car, because from Edmonton to Calgary was just
Pretty
straight.
much straight.
But anyway, hi or g'day. It's Helen Godden here, all the way from Australia, coming to my sewing room to chat with Leah and Chelsea and all the great people here in this incredible shop. I can't believe the size of this shop. Not just the floor print, but how much of everything and how extensive
We
the
don't
range
do
is.
anything small in Calgary.
No,
No, we go
it's-
big.
Yeah, I guess so. It's a
Yeah.
big country, isn't it?
It is a big country and it's a big city. So
Yeah.
that's how we roll. You are the handy quilter educator from Australia.
Ambassador. Sorry,
Ambassador.
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 International. Hang on there. Handy Quilter International Ambassador
Yes.
from Australia.
And you've been quilting for how long?
18 years.
18 years. So long enough to know a thing or two. And at home, Helen quilts on a Sweet 16, which is in the family of sit downs.
Yes,
Handy
yes.
quilter
I'm
has.
always a sit-down girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have played on the Capri and I've now played on the Amara, but yeah, always the sit-down is my
Yeah.
preference. Yeah.
And it's just, you like to handle the fabric that way. And
I like my hands on the colours. I like to be interacting with it, and also as an art quilter, I do think it's easier on a stationary machine to be, turning the job around if I need to attack it from a different area, or having the ability to take that quilt out and add a bit extra paint or applique or something. The whole idea of a frame for me where I have no choice but work in that systematic, I'm not systematic.
that's okay.
Okay, so I like my hands on the job. I really like the stationery, and
Yeah.
I like sitting down. Let's face it. I like
You
sitting.
can put a tall stool at a frame or drop the
You
frame
can,
low enough,
you
but
can.
it's not the same. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
different.
It's just my preference, and it's not right or wrong or better or worse. It's just my preference. Yeah.
Yeah. So over the next couple days, Helen's teaching 3 different classes for us. The first one is called 4 in the Raw, and I think if I switch this to the top camera, you got a sneak peek of tomorrow's class, right?
Oh, okay. Righto. We'll give them a sneak peek then. So basically tomorrow we're choosing, the girls have made kits for you, but you'll have 4 different colours that sort of work together in a family. So I've gone with some grunge and some really funky little something there, but it's all pinks and purples. And then you have your design that you trace. Oops, sorry, that's my arm. So I've traced out the butterfly design, and you trace that 4 times onto your, now I call it Vliza Fix, but you guys call it Wonder Under. So I'm going to try and say Wonder Under. Wonder Under. So you trace it 4 times, and then you cut this out, and so you end up with, this kind of arrangement. But you can see that the butterfly, the applique, will then come out of that, and you get the positive and the negative happening. We'll then actually swap some of those around. This is where it gets interesting. This is where you're not allowed to sneeze in class, because if you sneeze and all this goes, you've made a mess of your work. So you can see how, we're going to be able to swap those around and make a new 4 patch of the butterflies, and then have these extra pieces to, place around. And so then we're going to be stitching, and you'll be able to stitch on your domestic machine, but we're very lucky we've got some extra handy quilters here, so we'll have some Sweet 16s and some Amaras for people to actually have a play with. So what a great opportunity to actually play with the sewing machines.
Right.
Yeah, so then there's a whole heap of quilting, and we make it look pretty. So that's tomorrow's project, and that's 4 in the Raw, and I have got about 20 different patterns for people to choose from.
We were joking that you were going to have a moose, but
You know what? If you come into class tomorrow and ask for a moose, I will have one ready for you. So come on down, people. I'll have a moose. I'm in a moose kind of mood. So yeah, we've got so many different designs for you. So yeah, if you can come in tomorrow for this class, what a great opportunity. I'm here for 3 days, and who knows if they'll let me back in the country again, Leah. So
I think they'll let you back in.
oh, okay.
I don't think you
so that's
paused anything.
tomorrow's class anyway.
Yeah. And then we'll go back up to us on that camera. In behind us is the class for Wednesday.
Yeah.
So this is called Arty Farty Sunflowers, but that one's not a sunflower.
Correct. Very observant. So the thing is, I actually have, I think, about 4 different patterns for you to choose from. And it would be a bit mouthy and wordy to say Arty Farty Sunflowers, Poppies, Iris or Daffodils. So we just call it Arty Farty Sunflowers. Because that was the original decision for the class, was the sunflower, because I do love Vincent van Gogh. So it was a little bit of a nod to Vincent. But with this class, it's actually painting with dye on unwashed, what I call calico, you call muslin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a whole technique that you'll be learning. We then do have some raw edge applique for the leaves. And then I'm teaching you how to do that faux border. It's not actually a border. It's actually painted on the whole cloth to look like a border.
I thought it was a border.
Well, there you go. I had them fooled. So anything to avoid straight stitching, because this girl doesn't like straight stitching. I nearly called myself a bitch, because this bitch don't ditch. Are we allowed to say that?
It's too late now.
It's too late now. Terribly sorry. I don't like doing straight seams. So I've done a faux border, a pretend border. Okay, so that's all part of the class. They'll do all that in a day, even if they've got 0 painting skills. I guarantee the class. Okay.
Yes. So we've got Chelsea on a roving camera. Do you want to go show this technique in Arty Farty Sunflowers is what Helen used to make her big quilt.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's exactly the same technique, just obviously on a much smaller scale. Have we got Chelsea there now?
Now we're live and ready to go. Nope.
Nope. There she
We're pushing
is.
up buttons. So Chelsea zoomed in on a very, very small portion of a very,
Yes,
very big quilt.
That is about 1/1000th of the quilt. So this quilt is 6.5 meters long. It's called My Australia, and it depicts all my favourite parts of Australia. Chelsea had zoomed in on the wombat, which is one of our lovely little mammals. You can see it takes up that whole wall in their classroom space here at my sewing room. It's a big wall. 22, no, what did we say? 20 feet it was.
Yeah.
So that is all painted with dye on calico/muslin. So it is the same technique that you can do in this Arty Farty sunflower class, just on steroids, okay? But it's the same technique. So there's all my favourite animals and elements of Australia in this quilt, and that is whole cloth. The top of the quilt, all 20 feet of it is whole cloth. There's 75 hours of painting and 110 hours of quilting, and you can come in and look at it and ask questions and be blown away by that.
It's incredible. Like there's details every time I go up to it. I've been with Helen for the last 3 days up in Edmonton as well, at Quilt Academy Canada, and every time I look at it, I find something new.
Yeah.
Chelsea found like mini kangaroos today in the kangaroo.
she got a little bit excited. Oh yeah, the mini kangaroos in the kangaroo. Yeah. So this is the first time this quilt has been seen outside of Australia. So it's pretty cool that it's come here to Canada. And I've found that even though, Canadians, these animals are not part of your culture at all, but people have really responded to it and loved it. So it's been wonderful. And so it was first seen at Handy Quarter Academy in Edmonton last week, and now my sewing room here in Calgary is having it on display for the next 3 days. So come into the shop and have a look. We won't charge you to come in and look. We should charge you, but we're letting you come in for free and have a look at that, but otherwise you can join me for a class. So if you think you'd like to create My Canada instead of My Australia, you just come to my Arty Farty class and get the skills to be able to do it.
Yeah. You might want to practice a little bit on some smaller pieces, but
just a little bit.
But dive in deep, like
look, jump off the deep end,
Right?
So
that it's incredible. Like it's stunning, Helen.
and
it's getting shown at International Quilt Festival.
So if you come to my sewing room in Calgary, it saves you a trip to Houston, Texas.
Well, you can still go to Houston, Texas.
You can still go.
There's other cool quilts. But...
Yeah, so it is actually on solo exhibition at Houston, Texas. So that'll be the first time it's seen in America. Will be at the actual International Quilt Festival
or market.
And yeah, market first and then festival at Houston. So that's what, the first week of November or something. So yeah, and the thing is though, Leah, is that quilt takes up a lot of space in my bag. So, you know, I had to really decide, am I going to bring underwear or will I bring the quilt? So we've had to go quite minimal on underwear and socks. So, and, you know, the
We can
various...
wash your clothes as we go.
Yeah, well, I figured I could wash. And so, you know, my outfits are fairly limited for the next 6 weeks as I'm away. But hey, at least I brought the quilt with me.
Yeah.
That's important. I did bring pajamas. Thank goodness for that. But yeah, it takes up 3/4 of a suitcase and weighs 7 kilos just in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. What's your show us one more little bit that you think is cool.
She's looking at the emu there.
I don't know.
They're all cool. You could go up and show them the iconic Uluru, the big rock. The big rock to your left. There we go, little kangaroos. And that rock up there used to be called Ayers Rock, but now we appropriately call it Uluru. And that's in the centre of Australia. And I think a lot of international people would be familiar with that sort of image. It's an amazing rock. It's out in the middle of absolutely nowhere with nothing around it for miles. And there's the biggest single monolith in the world.
Yeah, it's cool.
Monolith is a rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just... Oh, thanks, Chelsea.
So
yes.
If you're coming into the store, you have to find the dragonfly.
Shall we have a prize for them? Just a round of applause, maybe?
Yeah, round of applause.
Yeah, if you find the dragonfly, and it's not actually pictorial in the quilt, like it's not an image with colour in the quilt, there's a hint for you, it's actually quilted in the quilt.
Yeah.
Now that's a challenge for you, so come on down to my sewing room in Calgary. Is that enough plugging of the shop?
I think so.
Okay,
I think
good.
you got this.
Good.
You can come back anytime.
Excellent, excellent.
I think we'll switch back over here for a minute because we have one more class to talk about. And that is Quilt to Doodle Do.
Yeah, Quilt to Doodle Do. So it's actually based on a book that I created when all that colouring in book craze was happening. And so much of the colouring in books were clip art and just a combination of all different people's artwork. And I'm like, come on, can't someone just use their own style of art and create something? So that's what I did. But we used this colouring in book. It's got 10 designs and you can enlarge it to practice your quilting. You could do applique with it, paint with it, embroider it, couch it, just colour it in with your favourite pencils, whatever you'd like to do. This is a great size here for like a tote bag or something like that, but it's really good practice. It's micro quilting, and with the design we're going to trace it straight onto the calico / muslin with our Sharpie. I'm a big fan of the Sharpie. I'm not even sponsored by them, but I should be.
You should
Love
be.
a good Sharpie. And the Sharpie gives us the dark outline to then stitch into it. And so you're going to learn a whole heap of micro quilting, and I'm going to help you every step of the way. And you can create either the Quilt to Doodle Do, the rooster, or the Waterhoot, the owl. We've got Tweeting, which is now called a different name, isn't it? Twitter, it's got a different name
Just
now.
X.
X, that's right,
Yeah.
X. And what does the fox say? So, but this one's pretty interesting. This is just my sense of humour. See the border here, Leah?
Yeah.
See these, can you see with out of your eyeball there?
Yeah. Little hands.
Yeah. Any idea what that's got to do with this?
No.
No? They're actually gloves.
Oh, like quilting gloves?
Yeah, but he's a fox, so they're
Fox gloves.
fox gloves! Chelsea just wet her pants. They're fox gloves. That's just my sense of humour. I mean, every Australian is a scream. It's just how we are. So
Fabulous.
excellent. So that's the, I don't know, Thursday class or something. I don't know. Ring my sewing room, Calgary, on, let me see if I can remember, 402-252-3711. Nailed it.
Yeah. Or online at mysewingroom.ca. And if you click onto the calendar, actually, we've got a banner on the website. That'll take you right to all 3 classes
Yeah.
to register.
Yeah. So
And-
look, come on down. I'm only here for 3 days.
Yeah. So the Arty Farty sunflowers, you do need to be in person because we
Yes.
have dye to share
Yes.
in
yes.
class. But if you suddenly had tomorrow available for 4 in the Raw and you have, some fabric at home.
Well, I think we've got kits as well, haven't we,
Yep.
for this? We've got kits, so I mean, just come down with your sewing machine, or if you don't bring your machine, you could try the Sweet 16 and once you've tried one, you'll never go back. It's true.
They're super fun.
They're really good. Yeah.
But Quilted Doodle Do and Four in the Raw, you could join us virtually from home if you couldn't get into the store in the next 12
Okay,
hours.
that's great. What a
Yeah.
great setup they've got here with cameras going everywhere, and yeah, it's
We gave
Hollywood.
Helen the camera tour today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very good. Very
So,
good.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's gonna
Okay,
be a
right.
fabulous couple days.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yes. So thank you for joining me.
You're
on-
most
online
welcome.
today.
Thanks. Excellent.
So we'll say goodbye, everybody.
See you later.
Hope
Bye.
to see you in store.
Yes.
Bye.